Hello teacher, this is still the Ignite series and I welcome you back to this episode of Ignite series. Today we'll be talking about something really interesting. I'm sure you can't wait to hear what we're about to talk about today. However, I want to still remind you, my name is still Doris Chinedoko, the CEO of Evergreen Schools, the teacher's teacher, and a school startup consultant. So, what are we talking about today? I'm excited. In today's conversation, we're still talking about the skills our children will need, and those skills that will make those skills will give them for how useful the skill will be for them, not just for learning sake, And so remember, we talked about collaborative skill, and we talked about some ways you can actually bring in things in your class to make sure you are encouraging the children to collaborate, thereby instilling the skills in them without them knowing exactly what you're doing. We talked about that the last episode. Today we're going to be talking about presentation. Presentation skill is one skill I think everyone needs to learn. Everyone. And the much we can do, my dear teacher, is to begin now to help our children get the skills. And why do I think it's very important? I think it's very important because for whatever you're doing, for whatever a child chooses to do in life, the child is to make people believe in that. For whatever business the child wants to do, for whatever the child wants to go into, when the child becomes an adult, you need to make people buy into what you're doing. And at this point, you need to sell. And you can't sell if you don't have almost a near perfect presentation skill. You can't sell. Whatever you're saying, are you selling products? Are you selling services? Are you selling value? Whatever you choose to sell, you need presentation skill. You need to package it and present it in such a way people will buy. And so, have you seen? It's important our children are equipped with this skill. You can agree with me. So we're going to be having a conversation around this presentation skill. Since we've agreed that it's important for our children, the next question is how do we help that young child in early years? How do we help that young child in primary? How do we help that young child in secondary to get the skills? I bet you're already thinking, as I thought when I was thinking about it. Now, for example, the children are done with collaboration, they are done with their teamwork. Remember, we talked about teamwork and we talked about project work, where you bring them together to do something. As soon as they're done with that, please, dear teacher, make sure they do a presentation. And in doing it, my dear teacher, be intentional. Be intentional with equipping them with all they need to have. When children come before a class to present, common things you notice in them is that there's stage fright, or they lack confidence, or they lack the words. They lack the words to express themselves very well. These are the things you need to focus on. You need to focus on building the child's self-confidence, focus on giving the child a lot of words, make sure you have connectives available to give the child as soon as the child starts talking, and also focus on making the child know that he or she is a star and can do it. I hope you find this very, very helpful. And I want to help you further by telling you practically how you're going to do it in class. Try it out this week. This week, find something the children can do together. Whether it's a classwork, pay them to do it together, and ask them as soon as they're done and they come up with their answers, tell them to come out in front of the class to do a presentation on how they were able to get that answer. Thank you. Remember, I'm rooting for you. We must get it right. I am the teacher's teacher. See you in next episode. Don't miss even one.